A couple days ago, and right as I told you on my previous videos, the Ferrari 296 GTB Grand Prix arrived to Asphalt 9, and as basically everyone could see at the exclusive MP2 where we could try the car, this car is definitely not as good as its rank may claim. So today I will have a deeper look into it. Let's check it out. Okay, so first things first, let's focus straight up into this car stats, since you know everyone knows how Grand Prix works at this point. Overall, this car is not completely useless. I mean, the acceleration is quite decent, better than the Gallardo and the McLaren GT. The problem I see is that if you compare it with all the other Elite C-Class cars, it's nothing surprising really. The Panamera is way better in terms of acceleration and other stats that I will check later, and that's why I say that the car is not as good as its rank says. Basically it's over the Panamera, but overall I would not say it's better in terms of overall performance when we compare it with the Panamera. However, there is something where the Ferrari 296 GTB outperforms all the other Elite C-Class cars we have right now, and that's the top speed, because right now, and with a top speed of 355 km per hour, this Ferrari is slightly faster than the Lamborghini Gallardo, and thus is the fastest car we have in the entire Elite C-Class car event, where, let's remember, only the top 5 highest ranked cars of the entire C-Class appear, so it doesn't mean that the 5 best C-Class cars are there, but instead only those cars with the 5 highest ranks. And same goes to all the other Elite events, and same as it happens in all the other classes, there are cars in these events which are not really good comparing to their classes performance, but still they sometimes kick other cars with better performance out of these events, basically because these new cars have higher ranks, and pretty much happens in the case of this Ferrari 296 GTB. If it wasn't for the fact that this car will kick out of the Elite C-Class event no more and no less than the Bugatti EV110, which, let's be honest, is a quite mid car already, so it's kinda okay in this case. But the thing is that eventually there is a solid chance that, for example, the Porsche Panamera, which is one of the most solid C-Class cars we have right now, and also one of the very few cars everyone could unlock completely for free thanks to the fact that it appeared for the first time through a key hunt, could end up being kicked out of the Elite C-Class events thanks to a new and probably overranked car. But anyways, it is what it is. Elite cars used to be something awaited by the community, but since the last few updates, sometimes we do get not the best cars, which are in some cases straight up overranked, with a performance that doesn't match at all. Funnily enough, the Devil 16 isn't one of them, since the performance is as broken as the rank actually claims. Then we only have to scroll to the second highest ranked car of the entire game, the Bugatti Bolide, in order to find a perfect example of a kinda overranked car being it worse than the Hennessy Venom F5. Anyways, moving back to the Ferrari 296 GTB performance, I already mentioned the two good things this car has, the acceleration and the top speed. So, from this point onwards, there won't be anything good left on this car stats. So let's begin with the least bad one, the Nitro Efficiency. This car Nitro Efficiency, once it's fully golden, despite it's not horrible, it's not really good, especially if you compare it against the Gallardo or the Panamera, both of which have better nitro duration as well as more solid performances overall. It just feels to me like it's not enough for a car like this one, and sometimes can be a bit frustrating, but well, here I must say that could have been way worse, so even though it's not a decent nitro efficiency, it's not really bad. And then, oh boy, then we have the cherry on top of this car performance downsides, the way this car drifts. Seriously, if there is something that completely obliterates any chance this Ferrari could have had of being a serious contender for the throne of the C-Class, that is the way this car drifts. It's kinda open and it loses way over a decent amount of speed while drifting, completely killing any chance this car could have had against the Gallardo, the Panamera, or even the McLaren GT, which is quite ironic considering that we already had another car with this exact same issue in C-Class, which is the Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series. The Black Series was expected to be one of the best cars of the entire C-Class, since, you know, it had the highest rank of the entire class and ended up being a flop mostly because of its poor drifting and handling capabilities, pretty much like the Ferrari 296 right now, just that this time the Ferrari has a slightly lower Gold Max rank. And yes, I have already seen that this car is broken because every single time I take a ramp, the driver literally goes out of the car, which, being honest, It's kinda funny since the last car affected with this bug was the Deus Bayan, if I'm not wrong, and before that one the D-Class Infinity. So if I could get $1 every time this bug happened, I will have $3, which may not seem like a lot, but still is something funny that happened more than twice. Anyways, after checking all the stats this Ferrari 296 GTB had to offer, it's pretty safe to say that it's not even close to be a game changer, basically due to its poor drifting capabilities, even though I think that the weak nitro duration it has is a key component as well, because if the 296 only had bad nitro, it could be like a Harinera Husera or something like that, but higher in terms of rank. But since you know it has such a bad drifting capabilities, that combined with the nitro makes it a quite average, even mid car, I would say. But well, you know, I had to max it out basically because, as I said previously, this Ferrari 296 is required in the Forcilla P1 special event, so in order to get some epic import parts, I had to max out some quite mid cars, since it's necessary to meet the star requirements in order to progress through the event and that stuff. I don't know in which tier I will end up at this Ferrari 296 GTB Grand Prix, but maybe I get a small chance to gold this car, who knows. Rivals will basically determine my fate regarding this Ferrari, which now that I think about it, kinda looks like a small version of the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. Performance-wise, of course, is not even remotely close, maybe only in terms of top speed, you know, but that's it. I really hope you all guys have great luck in this Grand Prix, so you don't have to deal with way too harsh rivals on your way to unlock and maybe gold this kinda mid Elite C car. Let me know in the comment section which are your thoughts about this car, if you're planning to max it out or, you know, leave it just unlocked in your garage, and make sure to drop that epic like and subscribe in order to not to miss any of my upcoming Asphalt 9 videos, and I will see you really soon as usual with much more Asphalt 9 content. Goodbye guys!